come on. Let me make an adjustment. Come big, come small. You know, we always trying to make the adjustment. Hey, everybody, for those of you guys who have not been with us before, or maybe it's been a while, I am Candy Sincerity Johnson.
I know it's been a while for me. Hey, y'all. I'm Chaun Johnson.
Who are you?
I am Chaun Johnson. I am the guest tonight.
We talked about this. We're not going to do this.
But
We're not
it's been
gonna,
several days since I've been here.
we're not going to do the guest thing. We're not going to do the guest thing. So what will people know you for? What are you known for? Who are you and what are you known for?
I am known for being part owner of Sincerity Johnson, the #1 affordable luxury handbag and jewelry company in the world. And I'm also known for being very transparent in this part of my life right now with leaving a 17+ year relationship with this here woman right here. So that's what I'm known for.
So you've been transparent.
Co-author, self-published author, all of these things.
Right. I like it. We want to say some hellos. So if you are watching us live or if you're watching us as a replay, of course we cannot call your name if you're watching us as a replay, but hi to the replay community. But if you happen to be catching this video live, say hi to us and you may mess around and see that we might say hi back to you.
Yes. So hello, Miss Debbie. Hey, Marion, Deona, Kia, LaShonda, Miss Marion, Miss Felicia, Jennifer. Hello, best friends. Over here we got Miss Roro, Miss Dana. Hey, y'all. And hey, y'all over here. Y'all know y'all be quiet over here.
They be quiet over here and over
in
there.
the tuber ligation. I'm gonna need y'all to start speaking and saying hello, okay?
They be quiet. Did y'all see that my bun came down from the wedding?
I'm sure it was from the wedding.
What do you where you going with the conversation? My bun, best friends, my bun came down. That has never happened in the history of David doing my braids and doing my bun. Girl, I was walking and it started to loosen up, and girl, my whole bun. And I said, girl, we started off wrong. First she was crooked. Then she fell. I said, so, but what you starting off saying, what? Talking about first, what you say? I don't want to paraphrase.
What did I say?
What did Chaun say in the comments? Put in the comments what did Chaun just say. I don't want to paraphrase because paraphrasing is how you get in trouble. What
happened? I said it probably, yeah, the wedding. You know, we have good times and things.
Good times.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Best friend said your bun was released.
She said, thank you, Jesus.
She said, thank you. No, she didn't say thank you, Jesus. She said, thank you, Jesus. You know, it's the way you say Jesus. She said, thank you, Jesus, for the release. Yes. Best friend said, I didn't see you in that line. What line? But anyway, so I guess my bun was released. Because, girl, I can't remember, did it happen Friday or did it happen Saturday? But either way it go. Girl, this bun was bunning. What you got to say?
Hey.
What we over here, what you got to say?
Nothing.
Best friend, LaSweet said, Chaun is so funny. Girl, y'all be entertaining Chaun. Girl, Chaun be. Go ahead. You got something to say? Say it.
Kia said she got her bundle, but just had surgery on her eye, so she has to wait a bit before she can read it. Well, girl, let the eye heal good, so you can make sure you can read all them words on them pages, okay? Because you don't want to miss no words.
Because Kia, once you get into the story, look, once you get into the story, Kia, girl, you'll never be the same. The best friends that have read the bundle, you know. Ain't this how the kids do it?
That's how, yeah.
How they do it?
They have a little bit more flavor with it, but that's how they, how the young people do.
Is this?
I'm sure we look like granny and granddaddy doing it, but you know what I'm talking
about. They be doing something like that. So, yes. So listen, best friend said for the bouquet. She said
she didn't see you in the line for the bouquet with the single ladies.
I don't play them kind of games. I never get in line. So, and it's not even that I'm not single, right? It's not even that I'm not single. I didn't
fight nobody.
Well, I just let me tell y'all the truth. This is the God honest truth. So we're all sitting at the table. I'm sitting at the table with Uncle Carl, Mama, Auntie Kylie, Cousin Sarah. You know, everybody, we sitting at the table, right? So first, Roger go up there and he throw the garden.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So let me tell y'all how mixed up our community is. They had to beg, and this is no exaggeration, they had to beg men to get up. Nobody.
Oh, yeah, because, the guys be like, yeah.
It was about 3 of them up there. It was about 3 of them up there.
But it'd be 3,000 women.
Look, it was about 3 of them up there. When the garter was through, let's say this is the garter. When the garter was through, it was like, and everybody was like,
And typically it falls on the floor.
Everybody was like, I ain't it. It didn't touch me.
Because they'd be like, I'm really only doing this for the photo op because I know you need this for your memories, but I don't want it.
So in my mind, I'm sitting there. And so this is what happened. So when Roger was throwing the garter, they was playing dog catcher, catcher.
Yes.
I'm a dog. So I was like, dog catcher.
Yes.
I said, ooh. So it was getting down in my shondo. So in my mind, I said, naturally, next is gonna come. All the single ladies. I said,
it's like the anthem now at weddings.
So in my mind, I said, this is what I'm saying in my head, in my own head. I'm having this conversation. I said, it's gonna be something that's gonna go down. I don't know what. Okay? I don't know what. But it's almost like God whispered in my ear, get up and film. The Lord never said, look, best friends, the ones that was trying to figure out why I wasn't in line pushing and screaming. God never said, go get the bouquet. He never told me to do that. Not in that suit. Not with all them women. Girl, I would have looked like the little gay man pushing all the women out. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I would have looked like the little gay man. So, God never said, go get in line. But I just felt it in my shondo. Something is finna go down.
I'm glad you were.
You understand what I'm saying? And I said, I've got to put myself in position where I'm right there at that perfect angle with my camera phone, with this Android. I said, you know how y'all seen Tori, and so Tori McGee, shout out to Tori McGee, he was one of the photographers. He was the photographer that fell on the floor. Shout out to Leo. Yeah. What is Leo's name on Instagram?
Leo One-Eye Harris.
Leo One-Eye Harris. Y'all know Leo One-Eye Harris always was the photographer that came in and did me and Chaun's pictures. The pictures that you guys fell in love with years ago with me, Chaun, and the kids. So those 2 gentlemen when I say they handled the event, they handled the event. And I could see them working the room from different angles. God said, take that camera phone. Take that Android. And I was like 2, maybe 3.5 drinks in at this point. So I'm tipping in that little suit, looking like the little man off the cake.
Lord have mercy.
And I said,
right at the perfect time.
I said, it was something about when Tara got up there, because I just seen this herd of women.
Did your mom go up there? Gee, pal, no, she should have been up there.
I just said, Auntie Kylie wasn't up there neither. I just seen this herd of women stampede the dance floor. Huh? And so you would have thought they was giving, I don't know, girl. I don't know. You would have thought they was giving cheese away. Y'all know how back in the day you used to see the women in the government cheese line? Girl, you would have thought you was in the food line. You would have thought you was videotaping the food line. Everybody was like, move, move, get back. You know. And so I said, oh my God, it's finna go down, right? So I took that little camera phone and I said, and I zoomed in to the perfect angle, and I said, I gotta get Tara, and I gotta get them.
Right.
I gotta get Tara, and I gotta get them. And that lady said, it was like slow motion. It happened in slow motion. It was almost
at
like.
At first, I thought it was gonna get caught in that chandelier.
It was almost like. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, I went back to the table. Now keep in mind, I had been sitting there with my family and I had been drinking. I've been thinking and I've been drinking. I sat down and I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. And I said, I told them, I said, we about to go viral. If this video, if these people will get active in these comments,
right,
and these people will share this video, baby, this video is gonna do numbers. I said, because I got the perfect angle.
Right.
And I posted it.
So funny.
And I was like,
that's funny.
Yeah. Girl, that lady fell, girl. Girl, that lady fell. She fell.
Did she actually get the bouquet? Because she didn't get it, right?
No,
somebody
girl,
else got
she
it.
log rolled.
That's what I thought. Yeah, somebody else got it. I
Girl,
was like,
she-
whole thing. I said they should have just gave it to her just off of GP.
Girl, she log rolled. So one of the best friends yesterday was like, is niece okay? Is our
Right.
best friend okay? Girl, our best friend was okay. Because by the end of the night, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours later, I seen her. Girl, she had sassafras. She had sassafras across the dance floor. And she must have had a relative, like an older lady that was in a wheelchair that was with her. Cause I seen her pushing her out the door.
Oh, well, she was good.
So she was fine, girl. She was pushing her friend or her relative or whatever out the door to the car, girl.
Oh, okay.
So she was good. Now she might have felt it that next day.
Right. She might have needed a little aspirin.
You know, she might have needed, a little rub down on them knees that next day. But girl, she said she's believing God for a good man. Okay.
That's right, girl. Cause she was like, she want to get chosen today.
Girl, she said, yeah. She said, girl. I said, oh, yes.
Y'all have been like, y'all need to go ahead and give that to her just for as consolation prize.
They should have had a backup bouquet.
Just for her.
Girl.
Like, girl, here you go.
They should have.
She could have took one of the bridesmaids.
Yeah. I said, wow, girl.
Wow.
So yeah. So yeah. So best friend. So that was that.
That's funny.
So what was going on with you, girl? What you do this weekend?
Nothing. Worked, took care of Kincaid, cleaned, washed my hair.
You washed your wig?
I sure did.
You washed your mouth?
That concludes my weekend.
Well, that was eventful. That was eventful as well. Yeah. So I don't know. What else? What else is going on? Best friends, what y'all want us to talk about today? You know how sometimes we push the button and we don't have no conversation. And we want y'all to ask us questions or give us cues or something to talk about.
Oh, I will announce this. So all pending orders. So anybody who had a pending book order, your books will be going out. I packed them up today. I'm gonna print your labels out so you can have your tracking information. So that is part of what I did this weekend. So any pending book orders, those are gonna be on its way. I see some people saying they got theirs this weekend and stuff like that. So that way you can get all caught up. Because I know sometimes we be talking and, well, Candy more so than me, be talking and you probably be like lost. Like, wait, I don't understand what's happening. How did we get here? What we talking about? So you can get caught back up and continue to follow the storyline.
Yes, girl. Yes.
Miss Barbara said, what was the reaction to you wearing a man's suit and shoes? Can I just say that it did not look like a man's suit?
I told you.
It did not look like a men's suit. When I saw the pictures and stuff of you, I was like, first of all, you look really nice.
Thank you.
But then I was like, I wouldn't look at you and be like, she got on a man's suit. Like, it didn't give that at all to me.
So the shoes definitely did.
Although I did see, I be having to be real, like quiet in Candy's comments because best friends, sometimes people be cutting up in them comments and I be wanting to go in on people. Somebody had the audacity to say, you looking like a man. And I was like,
was that the lady that I went back in on?
I think so. I be having to quietly back out the room, quietly off of Candy's comments like Homer Simpson, back into that bush because I be wanting to just go to town. But I be like, this is not my page. I'm just an innocent bystander.
That lady did say that.
And I was like, no, she does not at all. Period.
She did say that in real life. She did say that.
I got irritated.
That lady did say that I look like a man. So the reaction, so let me respond to that and then I'm gonna respond to what you said. So the reaction that I got was positive across the board. So we picked my godmother up. My godmother rode with us. We picked my godmother up and she was like, so when I got out the car, she was like, you look really nice. And I was like, thank you. And she said, I saw your video about you wearing a man's suit, but she was just like, you look really, really nice. Now, the feedback that I personally have is that I wish I had more time because I would have gotten the jacket tailored. Obviously, the sleeves was too long. You know, obviously, I would have had it brought in. If I would have went down a size, it would have been too small, right? Because I'm so top heavy.
Yeah.
If I would have went up a size, then obviously,
swimming in it.
exactly, it would have been way worse. So I was in that in between phase, but the jacket was obviously too long, and it could have been tailored, or you know, I could have gotten some adjustments made. But because I bought the suit so late, I didn't have time. Nobody was able to turn it around and get it back to me, so that was my issue. There was no like negative feedback. However, the pastor did this little number. So the pastor, not the pastor of the church, the pastor, which is Tara's pastor, he used to be the youth pastor of the church when I was a kid. He did this little number, and it was very, it didn't go, right? He was kind of, he kind of was looking over in our direction. And so it was right after I did the reel, and the service, the ceremony had just started. And he was like, you know, matrimony or weddings or matrimony in the sight of God is between a man and a woman. And he just kept emphasizing that. And everybody was standing, like, you know, all the wedding party was standing there looking like, okay, like it's a man and a woman right here, like, you know. But he kept kind of like looking in our direction, you know. And it's because he knew me when I was a kid. And so I felt like it was one of those things, right? So here's what happened. So Tamia and I were standing at the bar later that night at the reception. He kept bumping into her.
That is so ignorant.
He kept like doing like this number, right? So I'm here and she's here. And he kept like, not the pastor of the church, but the youth pastor that used to be at this church. He's at a different church now. He came and he facilitated the ceremony because that's Tara's pastor. That's her pastor. So she was just like, I was very uncomfortable. She was like, his energy was very off-putting. And so she was like, he kept bumping me to the point where she was like, I was so uncomfortable. She was like, I don't know if you noticed, but I completely moved when we were standing there waiting on our drinks. And I was like, wow. So yeah. So that was a little experience. But nobody said anything out of the way. You know, family was very loving. You know, everybody else was very loving. I don't think it took away from anything or made anybody feel a way that I was dressed that way. Again, I tried to bring it down. If I had to do it all over again, I would have still did it. Again, I would have had the jacket tailored. And then I would have asked Davi to do a bun, a lower bun. Like, you know how I wear my bun like this sometimes? I would have had her do that, and I would have obviously had her redo it and do it better because she kind of rushed through my bun, thus it not staying. But I didn't get any negative feedback, just that.
Good.
Yeah.
Rose said she received her books Friday and finished them today. What'd you think of them, Rose?
Yes. What did you think about the books? That's a good question. Hi, Miss Alicia. Hey to all the best friends over there. Good to see you.
Latoya said I have read both books in less than a week, so every live I watch, I be locked and loaded in the conversations.
We so glad to have you, best friend.
Let me see. Let me go back. Jasmine said it looked nice, and I love the shirt color you chose.
Thank you very much.
Kia said you were fire.
Thank you.
Miss Johnny said she received both of her books. I'm glad.
Thank you.
Oh, Miss Shireen said, what was the wedding meal?
So the food was really, really good. You know, typically with weddings it'd be questionable. The food was really, really good. So there was, I can't remember if there was fish because you guys know I don't eat fish. But I had chicken. So I had chicken, they had vegetables, they had this like jasmine rice. The rice was good. Excuse me. They had rolls, of course they had salad.
So it was typical look like conference banquet type food.
Right, but it wasn't because it was at like a banquet hall, this beautiful new banquet hall that just opened in town. So they had food catered. Nice. Right? So it wasn't like the traditional, like you know how we had like hotel food, like it was, you know, because it was at a hotel.
But it was good though.
Well,
even though we didn't really get a chance to eat, but everybody else said it was good.
Well, I don't know because we didn't get a chance to eat, and I feel like, and maybe it was because we were spending all that time talking to people and greeting people. I feel like the food was cold when we had our our food was cold, whereas this food was hot.
Okay.
You know, and I think that's important because a lot of times people be like, okay, well, the food, by the time I got to my table, it was, you know, but this food was really hot. Everything was done in impeccable taste. Impeccable taste. So yeah, it was a very enjoyable time.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Latanya said I got my books and read both in a day and a half. They were amazing. I'm now reading Voyeurism. Oh, thank you.
Come on, Voyeurism.
Yeah. Thank you. Let me see. Barbara said, well, why he at the bar?
So I don't think he wasn't over there getting anything, but I think so the bar was set up right by the door, and I think he was over there having a conversation with somebody. But here's the experience that I had, and here's what I had to share with Tamia. The experience that I've had in the past is, and it's a double-edged sword. When I'm dressed very feminine and I'm with a woman, I don't get that energy.
No.
Right? And when men do find out, hey, you know, this is somebody you could be potentially with or whatever, it's not off-putting for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost like in a sick, twisted way, it's a fantasy, right?
Yeah.
But the minute you have a woman that dresses more masculine or is more masculine presenting, then for whatever reason, you become a threat to them. And the only reason why I say threat is because it's always an issue with the man having an issue with the woman and not the other way around. Right? Typically when we're out as studs, as more aggressive women, we minding our business. We with whoever we with our woman, we with whoever we with, and we out minding our business and we not paying attention to nobody else. Right? But it's always the men. And let me be clear, in my experience, it's always the men from our community.
Yeah.
It's always the men from our community that are very disrespectful towards us. And they have this pissing contest with us, meaning more masculine women. And I don't know what it is, but I've had this conversation with men in the past, and I've told men in the past, just straight men that I know, the woman who want me don't want you. Okay? And the woman who wants you don't want me. There's a few people that fall somewhere in the middle. There's a few people who fall in the middle, but more so than not, the woman who I'm looking at, they ain't looking at you.
Right.
You might be looking at her,
but
she's not looking at you. Okay?
Yeah.
And the woman who you got at home, she's not looking at me.
Right.
If she's leaving you for another man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But like I said, there's a few people who fall somewhere in the middle, but those are few and far between. So, yeah.
Rose said, I thoroughly enjoyed them both. I did have mixed emotions. I was sad for both of you on certain occasions, but on other occasions I was happy.
Aww.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
It was a roller coaster. Like, I think anybody who reads either book, Moments of Redemption or Resurrection, it takes you through an array of emotions. And just imagine if it takes you through an array of emotions, imagine what we went through.
Yes.
Okay, so
that part.
Yeah. Tori also said over here on IG, she said, I'm watching the game, but did I hear Candy say I'm not single? No, she said that she didn't go up. She said that she didn't go up for the bouquet, and it's not that she's not single, but she was doing something else. She was, filming the whatever.
Right. I didn't want to imply by not going up that I'm not single, but I don't know. It was something, it was something in my shondo that said, girl, this ain't the time for you, okay? Listen, it's almost like God was tapping me saying, girl, your talents are better suited behind this camera. Now, I know Tori got the filming and Leo got the filming, but sis, you got your own filming you got to do. It's something that's finna go down, basic, okay?
Right, exactly.
Yay.
Barbara said, can you read book 2 without reading book 1? You can. However, I guarantee you when you read book 2, you're going to want to go back and get book 1. Because you can definitely read it separate, although the first 2 chapters of book 2 literally picks you up from where book 1 dropped you off. So if you want to know what happened at the end of book 1 with Candy and Tamia, then you will understand when you get book 2. But if you don't get book 2, if you don't get book 1, you kind of get the tail end of the story, but then you're going to be like, well, what happened? Like, how did we get here? Like, how am I starting right here? So you can definitely read them separate, but you're going to want to read both of them. Because most people who bought Moments of Resurrection, they came back and got moments of redemption because they was like, I need to know the backstory.
Yes.
I want to know how y'all got divorced. Why did y'all get divorced? What happened the second time y'all got back together? Where did Tamia come from? Like, I need to know these. Like, I have to understand the backstory. So yeah. Gloria said, "What's the name?" Everybody always asks about this picture.
So it's by an artist named Aaron J. Williams, and it looks like he goes by AJ Will Design.
Yeah.
Search AJ Will Design, and you should find it.
But yeah, I understand why people always ask because it's an amazing picture. Like Candy decorated the house, so
I'm gonna ask a tough question. Nobody's asked here. See, so let me tell you about the best friends. The best friends ask me questions in private. They asked me a question. They was asking me questions yesterday on the video. And I don't know if nobody wants to ruffle feathers, but they were asking me a question, and I think this is a prime or perfect setting. No, they want to ask, but they trying to be respectful.
In front of me, that's what I was trying to say. Maybe they don't want to ask in front of me.
They're trying to be respectful. Say yes or no in the comments if you guys want Chaun to respond to the questions that you had on yesterday's video. On yesterday's video, best friends were asking, how did Chaun feel about you taking Tamia to the wedding? So, before Chaun says anything, put yes or no in the comments. Yes, we want Chaun to answer the question. No, it's not important. We don't want Chaun to answer the question. And I want to gauge the comments. We want to gauge the comments. We want to gauge the comments. Say yes, I want to know. Yes, I want to know. I need to see yes, I want to know. No, I don't want to know. No, it's not important. Yes, I want to know. No, it's not important. Yes, I want to know. No, it's not important. No, it's not important. No, it's not important. Yes, I want to know. No. Y'all see how I can make a song out of anything? You know how I can make a song out of anything?
Most people are saying yes. Diane said, nope, don't answer that.
Dang, Diane.
So this is my question to the best friends before I answer the question.
Oh, best friend Chantel said she just asked the question.
I can see it. Okay, so this is my question to the best friends. We've always told you guys that we're honest and transparent.
Best friends, I want to know
that we're documenting our journey. We're letting you in to the level that we want to let you in. Yada yada yada. So why is it that you guys ask Candy these questions and you want to know things about me or how I feel or what I think, but then when I'm here you don't ask? That's what I would like to know. Because I just like, are you afraid to ask me, or is it just like you just want to know Candy's perspective, or like I really want to know, and then I'll answer the question. I'm just curious to know like why do the best friends do that? Because I even did it earlier when I was live on SJ. I was like, does anybody have any questions? Because I remember you was like, some of the best friends was asking if you were gonna go live, and I was like, oh well, yeah, I'm gonna go live. So I just want to know like why don't people feel comfortable?
So I think I know. Everybody wants to be respectful. Nobody wants to rock the boat, right? So there's a thin line between going too far and not, you know what I mean? So and I appreciate when I said to the best friends on yesterday, I stand by that. I appreciate the level of respect that they have always extended us during this process. I appreciate that.
I do.
And I think we have a group of predominantly women. We have some men in the community, but predominantly women. We have very mature, respectful, considerate, all of these different things, the women that make up the best friend group.
Yeah.
And so I think it's far beyond just them watching social media content creators, and they've taken a liking to each of us individually. And so although I'm moving in a way and you're moving in a way, we're considerate of each other, and that spills over into their relationship with us as well. They're considerate of maybe how certain things make you feel, and they're considerate of how certain things make me feel, and they're protective of us.
And I get that, but if you're going to ask the question to you and not be able to get the true answer, why not just ask me? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, because they might feel
because like you can't tell nobody how I feel.
Yeah, but I would know.
Not if we haven't talked about it.
But how would they know that we haven't talked about it unless they ask me?
That's what I'm saying.
Right? How would they know that we haven't talked about it unless they ask me? So, and I think that's what it is. I literally think it's a thing of everybody just wanting to be protective of all parties and respectful of all parties.
And I appreciate that.
I
And
think
I
it's a
will,
good thing.
and I will say this. If you guys ever want to ask me something, ask me. And if I feel like it's too much or I don't want to answer, I'll just tell you. So we can just do it that way. I think the best way to do communication, see, I'm learning. Best way to do communication is to figure out where the boundaries are. So if I haven't laid any boundaries out, then it's okay. If I feel like we're reaching a boundary, then I'll let the best friends know. So we've always said that we're honest and we're transparent. We wrote a whole book. We're open to you guys and we let things go. I know that there's a lot of things that you're going to be witnessing and experiencing that are obviously not in the book because we're living it. But if I feel like a boundary needs to be placed, I will let you guys know. And so far, you guys have not reached a boundary. So if there's anything that you want to know from me and you want to know how I feel about something, I'll either tell you I don't feel comfortable answering that, or I'll say, you know, Candy and I haven't discussed that, so I'm not going to discuss it here. Because I want to give Candy the respect of discussing things with her first before anything is aired publicly. Because it may be a boundary for her and not necessarily for me.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And I think the best friends alluded to pretty much exactly what I was thinking as well. You can read some of the comments. Just like on IG, they're saying, I didn't want to ask, but since you're here now, I would like to know. Another best friend said it would seem like a conversation if we asked. It was just like a conversation if we asked Candy, but it seems hurtful if we ask you, especially if it was something that caused discomfort. So I think everybody's just trying to be gentle because I think we're in a very sensitive place, right?
And I appreciate that. And I think another reason why I had to ask that question is because historically, I feel like everybody has seen me as this weak, feeble, like fragile little something. And if I've ever portrayed myself to be like that, I apologize because I'm not like that. I am emotional, so when you see me processing emotions and stuff like that, that's different. Emotion doesn't mean that I'm weak or that I'm fragile. And I've always seen people over the years try to jump to my defense when it came to different aspects of me and Candy in our relationship, and I don't know where that came from. And if I've ever portrayed myself to be that, first of all, I apologize to you because I never wanted to present myself as some battered person or whatever the case is. And so I think that I'm stronger than what a lot of you guys think that I am. Mm-hmm. And you'll learn that from me as you continue to get to know me separate from Candy and Chaun. So again, if you guys ever want to ask me anything or you want to address something directly to me, please don't feel like I'm too weak or too emotional or too feeble to handle it. And if I feel like we've reached a boundary, then I'll definitely vocalize that and let you guys know that.
The word feeble is giving great grandmother vibes.
Is it? Well, you know,
it's giving. Well, no. Like I see. So like, if somebody said feeble, my follow up is Gigi. You know that was Chaun's great grandmother that was 100 and something years old. You see what I'm saying? Like, if somebody say I say a word and you say a word,
right?
Or you say feeble, I say Gigi. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what that's giving. I don't associate you with feeble.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I got you. I don't know.
But yeah, I appreciate all of you guys. A lot of people saying we're protective and stuff like that. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Tina said it's respect, I think. Sherry said I know for me, we just don't want to hurt Chaun by asking. Auntie Fee said, well said. Tina said love and emotions can knock the strongest person to their knees for sure, but no one should see you as weak. Kim said, Chaun, I'm loving the growth you're showing in this season. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Debbie said, I don't think we see you as weak. We're just trying to be respectful. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Now, back to the question at hand. What was the question? How did it make me feel to know that you took Tamia to the wedding? Is that what it was?
Yeah, like how did, this weekend make you feel? They were asking questions. Okay. Questions along those lines, right?
Got you. Now, once I started to talk, if you guys had other questions, now is the time to ask me. I'm open to questions. Mm-hmm. So I had a mixed array of emotions.
Okay.
When I initially saw the reel, it was a gut punch at first. Because when I saw the reel, I was like, oh, look at that, and there's Pal, and there's Sissy, in there because like I know Candy's family. So I was like, oh, because I was like, first of all, I was okay. So I've had a bunch of emotions, you guys, leading up to this wedding.
Okay.
My first emotion before I even knew Tamia was going was I was sad because I know her cousin very well. Her family has always been very welcoming to me and very loving to me. When I see her cousin Roger, he hugs me like a brother. Like I love him. I love his now wife, Tara. She's amazing. She's beautiful. When I went to the family reunion with Candy last year, we had the time of our lives. Like I knew about the wedding back then, and so when we were originally invited, I was a part of the invite. Fast forward, things changed. Of course, I would not go to the wedding now. Okay, so that was the first emotion, was being sad. Next emotion.
Well, I would challenge that, right? I guess you were a part of the invite, but I think so. I was invited, and then I was always offered a +1. The assumption would have been last year before everything became public that you would have been my +1.
Well, yeah, but Roderick like literally said, "Here's the wedding information. See you at the wedding."
Well, how you get wedding information and I got an invitation? Okay.
But I'm just saying, like when we were talking, we talked about the house and everything else.
Okay.
So that was that. So that was the first emotion. Then when I found out that Tamia was going, because Candy told me before going that she was taking Tamia, then I was like, it was like another gut punch. Like, wow. Okay. All right. You know, so I had to process that and get through that, work through that. Then when I saw the reel on her page, like I said, I was like, oh, the family, love you guys, miss you, through the screen. And then she flashed to me, and I was like,
okay.
So again, I had to process my emotions, process my feelings, work through it, go through it, and everything like that. Then once I processed my feelings and my emotions, then I got to my side where I was like, oh, they are so pretty. And like I literally text Candy that night and was like, I just want you to know, it looks like the wedding is amazing. You two look gorgeous, yada, yada, yada. Because that's truly how I felt. It was not me trying to blow smoke up her tail or trying to make it seem like I was okay and I'm not. It was nothing like that. So I had an array of emotions. Once I got through the roller coaster and stuff like that, I was like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's life. It's reality. Like, that's it. So that was that.
Yeah. Completely understandable.
Let me see. Tina said that people still expect, I think, to see y'all at events like weddings. I don't think so. I don't think anybody expected to see me there because they know that we're no longer together. So it would be weird. It would probably have been weird if I showed up. Like, why are you here? Type of thing. Like, not why are you here? Like, ill. Why are you here? But like, why are you here? Like, I don't understand that. You know. So I don't think anybody would have expected to see me there.
So I think, and that's what I was sharing with the best friends on yesterday when I did the video from the car or from the truck. I explained to them, I said, you know, although Chaun and I are working towards eventually being friends, and we are in a place where we can communicate on a consistent basis, it's not a good idea in this season or any season in the future for us to do events like that together. Because that's sending a mixed signal not only to you, but to the world, to my family, etc. And it appears, right, that we will be getting back together, that we will be, and it's just not, it's just not, that's not how you operate, right? I see a best friend that asked a question, was Tamia taken to make Chaun jealous? Well, all due respect, best friend, I'm 40 damn years old. You see what I'm saying? I don't know the psychology of the person who's playing those games at this age.
Some people do though. I know you wouldn't.
I don't, right?
There's some people out there that just be doing childish stuff.
So I number one, no. So let me definitively answer the question. The question is, was Tamia taken to make Chaun jealous? No. Chaun and I made decisions months and months and months ago that this relationship was no longer going to work. And what you guys have to know and understand is we had to go through a journey. We had to go through a process privately to heal, to be, firm and exact and certain that we were no longer going to continue the relationship and all these different things. So what you guys are seeing play out in front of you is the result of stuff that's been happening for almost a year. We've been on this journey. Chaun and I have been on this journey for the better part of a year. So although very fresh to the world, it's not something that's very fresh to us. We've been dealing with this, and you guys have read the book now. We've been dealing with this since last August. We've been on and off and on and off and on and off and back and forth. And months ago, we made a decision. And so we stood by that decision, and we've been walking in that decision. And when we made the announcement right here at this table, and we made it together. And so I think there's a lot of best friends that associate that day with the day that we broke up. Almost like we had a conversation, we, talked about some things, and then 5 minutes later, we pushed the button and went live, and it didn't go that way. Mm-hmm. I know it feels like it did, and it's still relatively new for a lot of people, but it didn't happen that way. Mm-hmm. And so with all that being said, I would never, now or in the future, use human beings as a pawn in some sort of game. I don't benefit, Chaun wouldn't benefit, Tamia wouldn't benefit, our children wouldn't benefit. And I just am not that person. So whereas I do understand that there might be individuals in the world who operate like that, but the moral compass that I have, that's not me. And that's not to be associated with my character. So rather than to assume, I appreciate the question, but no, nobody was taken to make anybody mad, to make anybody jealous, to make anybody anything. But yeah.
Miss Believe said, "Are you trying to get back with Tamia?"
Not necessarily trying to get back with Tamia. We're taking things one day at a time. And so I know you're seeing this on Instagram. So I'm not sure if you were able to catch the live video that I did on our Facebook page. So I went live yesterday on our Facebook page for the better part of an hour, maybe.
I think it was a little bit longer than that.
Maybe a little bit longer than an hour. And so when I went live on the Facebook page, I explained that you guys are seeing my journey, but you're going to get access to about 80% of it. There's going to be a 20% or so ratio that I keep close to the chest. And so some elements of that part of my life will probably be private until it's not, right? And so so that is my answer. So we're taking it, we literally are still taking it one day at a time. I will confirm that I'm not in a relationship. I will also confirm that I'm still single. I am still single. So that is my response.
Rose said relationships end, but there is no time limit on how long a person loves the other one that they were in a relationship with. Some feelings subside quickly and some not so quickly. Mm-hmm. Tina said, Diane said, us single folks don't get a +1 on our wedding invites these days. You may have been allowed a +1 because they knew it was Chaun.
But that's not true because some of my cousins are single. They're not dating and they got a +1. And so I just think, I don't know, I think it depends on the family and I think it depends on the wedding. But for the most part, everybody that I know inside of my family that was invited, single or otherwise, were extended the invitation with a +1.
Lydia said, how Candy react to that same situation? I'm guessing she's asking, how would you have reacted if the shoe was on the other foot, maybe?
As I mentioned yesterday on yesterday's video, at some point, and there was a best friend who said, there was a best friend on yesterday's video who said, Chaun might have a friend now. But Chaun's so private and Chaun moves in silence to the point where if she did, nobody would ever know, right? And so I read it, and I don't even know if I commented on it. Mm-hmm. And I agree, right? That is how you move. That's how you've always moved, right? And so with that being said, whether you do or whether you don't, it's none of my business. You see what I'm saying? However, I also mentioned on yesterday's video, there's going to come a day where Chaun is ready to move on. And I have to be happy for you. You deserve that. I said it on yesterday's video to the best friend, and I'm saying it to you right here, right now. There's going to be a time, whether it's today, tomorrow, a year from now, 5 years from now, where you look in the mirror and you say, you know what, I deserve happiness. And I'm ready to find my happy. you're a damn good woman. You were a good woman to me, and you're gonna be a good woman moving forward. And like I told the best friends on yesterday's video, when you do put your name in the hat, it ain't gonna stay in the hat long, because just like I chose you and spent the better part of almost 20 years with you, somebody else is gonna want the same. And so what I cannot do is go through a season with you and act like you wasn't worth the time, the investment, and everything. There's only to this day one person that I've married. You've gone the furthest with me. There's one person that I had children with. So that says a lot about who you are. And you're not going to be single long. Although our time together romantically has run its course, that still don't take away from the woman that you are. And so I do, privately and publicly, wish you a lifetime of happiness. And just because I couldn't give it to you, don't mean that you're any less deserving of that happiness.
I appreciate that.
And I mean that. May it be hard to see? I don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? I think I might be okay until I'm not. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Chaun probably thought she was okay until she wasn't. You see what I'm saying? But it still don't change the narrative. Even if I see you with somebody and I feel away or whatever the case may be, I'm still gonna wish you the absolute best. And I'm not gonna stand in the way. I want you to find that. Because I know whether it make me feel away or not, I know that don't mean that we're supposed to be together, because we're not. You see what I'm saying? And so that's where we are, best friends. We told you guys we documenting this thing. And we wasn't lying. We weren't lying.
Kadisha said, wow, powerful conversation. Didn't know I needed to hear this, but I did right on time. You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's, best friend, that's how good conversations go, girl.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, if you think the conversation is good, if you haven't gotten the books, you might want to get the books.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Melanie said, Chaun, do you feel ready to start dating, or that is too soon? It's too soon for me. Yeah, it's too soon for me. I still have a lot of work to do on myself. I'm not dateable right now. Like, what I'm gonna say? Like, hi, I'm Chaun. I live with my ex-wife, and I don't have a pot to pee in and a window to throw it out of. But come be with me. No, I'm not dateable right now. So I have a lot to do, and I have a lot to rebuild, and I have a lot of things that I need to accomplish before I can even consider dating anybody. I'm also still trying to get over Candy completely. I think I'm about 50% there, which is what am I trying to say? Which is a victory for me, I guess, because if you guys know, a few months ago I was like, I'm completely stuck. Like, I can't get unstuck, and I'm stuck, and I'm not as stuck as I once was. So that I do know that I'm moving in the right direction. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for God's healing and, doing the work on me that I have to do on an emotional level. But no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And I wouldn't even entertain anybody if they even approached me, because I wouldn't want to drag anybody in the midst of me still trying to completely get myself together.
And I just think, I think time is just gonna, it's just gonna be time. It's just gonna be time that gets you the rest of the way.
Tamara said, I don't mean it in any way like that, but it's like, why take her so soon? Oh, she was going back to taking Tamia to the wedding. Tamara said, just a best friend trying to understand, because some of us don't like the fact that you are not together anymore, I guess. It's okay. Dang, I lost my spot. Hold on, for our best friends. Let me go back and find where I just was. Brenda said, Chaun, I just got my books yesterday. Well, girl, Brenda, read and catch up, girl.
Yes, Miss Brenda, go ahead and read, baby, read.
Shireen said, I love how Chaun explained her emotions so honestly. That's all I can do. I've learned a lot about being dishonest, and I can't do that anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Let me see.
I think that's huge. That's huge.
Okay, here we go. Tina said, maybe not you playing games, but folks' thought process would allow that to be thought in that way. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Tina. I'm sorry. Zan said, I think Chaun is expected to always be a part of the family due to the number of years you all been together. I mean, I feel like her family still sees me as family, but I think that they know now that they won't see me as often. Maybe they'll see me if they come to the kids' games or school event or like, but I won't be at family functions and stuff like that. Like, I mean, most people don't expect to see somebody's ex at a family function. Like, it's just awkward. So I think everybody understands that, and it just is what it is. You've already addressed that. Tamara said, "Oh, maybe somewhere I missed it. This was a girl. You didn't know we was broke up, Tamara." Either get the books, go to the link that's pinned at the bottom, and get Moments of Resurrection and Moments of Redemption. Read the books, or go binge watch all of the videos starting from July. Either way.
Well, you got to do both. Because you can watch every video from July and still not have the story. Because baby, look, this Carmex bottle was the story. This is what we be doing on the live.
Yeah.
We be like, come on. Yes.
Kimberly said, "Thanks for the reminder. This isn't recent." No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Tamara said, "But if you all broke up, what makes the relationship with Tamia worth going back one day at a time? But you have so much invested in Chaun." Oh, well, now I understand why you're asking that, Tamara. So yeah, it's okay. Shireen said, "I love you." Oh, we got that. Kim said, "Chaun, you said." Oh, Kim, that must be a late comment. Auntie Fee said, "I tell you, you both are truly impeccable women. The teaching that you're showing us, the strength, wisdom are just amazing. You are showing so many young ladies as well as men how to not only respect yourself, but to respect each other in this season of time. Look how God is coming through." Thank you so much, Auntie
Thank
Fee.
you very much, Auntie Fee.
Thank you.
It's necessary because let's be honest, best friends. Last statistics I seen online as it relates to marriages, 50 or more % of marriages fail. Right? So for every marriage that you see out there, for every 2 marriages, at least one of them is going down the toilet. No matter what they show at the wedding, no matter how much they hug and kiss and they dancing to the songs at the reception, out of every 2 marriages you see, at least one of them ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna be together. And so I believe I was trying to follow the God-given calling that was put on my life. And it might be this may be my calling, because everybody kept saying, "I see something in you and it's outside of the pulpit, and I see God using you in a mighty way and it's outside of the pulpit." And as everybody was saying that and pouring into me in that way, Chaun and I's situation was falling apart at the seams behind the scene. And nobody knew the sleepless nights, the tears, the loneliness, the betrayal, the gut-wrenching feelings of nausea that I would wake up with, go to bed with, the migraines, all of the depression, everything that I was battling and dealing with in silence and in secret. And the same thing with Chaun, right? And so when we made the decision, we both arrived at the same decision at the same time, and that's how you know it's God. And so Chaun called me, and I've told you guys this story before. Chaun called me. I had dropped Kennedy off at practice at the indoor facility, and I was just driving around until it was time to pick her up. And Chaun called me that day. And so Chaun and I had a conversation that day on the phone, and she was like, "It's time." And I knew from the minute she said it's time, I knew exactly what the conversation was and where she was going with it. We hadn't talked about it before then. She said, "It's time." I said, "It's time for what?" I needed her to confirm. She said, "It's time for us to tell our story." And I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "I'm positive." I said, "Have you prayed about it?" She said, "I have. And God has released me. He said he's going to give me everything that I need to be strong and to get through this." And I said, "I don't know what's around the corner. I can only protect you as far as I can protect you. People may come for you. They may come for me. They may come for both of us. I don't know." Right? We had this conversation then. And then we came together and we sat down and we started outlining. This is what happened. That's what happened. This is what happened. That's what happened. Nope. This is what happened. That's what happened. And we looked up and we had a whole book outline. And then we started meeting on a regular basis. And it's like, okay, tell your part from your perspective. I'm going to tell my part from my perspective. We're going to document it, and then we're going to edit it and put it together. And we looked up, and Moments of Resurrection was complete. Because we lived it first. And then we processed it and went through it, and we went over it and over it and over it and over it. And we went back through our text messages and through emails. We went through all of our notes. We went through every
our social media videos.
Yes, our social media
everything.
videos. We went through everything because it's not about how we feel. It's about what happened.
The facts.
You understand what I'm saying? We wanted to write a book, not rooted and grounded with how we feel, but what happened. What happened?
You
what,
get our emotions too.
Yeah.
But you also get the facts.
You get the facts. And why are the facts important? Because what happened is what happened. And what happened is what led us to the feelings. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't the other way around. We get stuck as women, we all do it. We get stuck in, well, this is how I feel. This is how I feel. And masculine energy, men are like, I'm talking about what happened. They're very black and white. They're very matter of fact.
Yeah.
And women, feminine women, we get stuck in, what, this is how I feel. It hurt me, blah, 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 blah. What happened? And so it's the what happened that's going to help people. It's the what happened that's going to help people. The videos are the I feel. You got the book close by?
That's fine.
Can you bring both of them over here for me, please? Thank you so much. This is gonna unlock it for somebody.
It'll help you understand.
So there's somebody who's gonna mess around and get this, and for them, they gonna be looking for entertainment. This might be the difference between you being the one that worked or the one that don't. You understand what I'm saying? Getting access to the, because what this is going to do is it's going to force you to start having conversations either with your partner if you're in a relationship or with yourself if you're single. Reading these books and getting access to this is not going to just entertain you, because let's be honest, we're not that doggone special.
No. But it's gonna help. It's gonna help so many different people. It's gonna help the person who has problems with communication. It's gonna help the person who felt like they've lost their voice. It's gonna help the person that doesn't feel heard. It's gonna help the person that is crying out to their partner and not being answered. It's going to speak to the person who is feeling themselves falling into a deep hole and can't get out. It's gonna help the person who emotionally may be stuck in two places. It's gonna help so many different kinds of people.
The person who's trying to figure out, should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? The person who's single, who I want to know what to do and what not to do before I even get back out here.
Yeah.
The person
may help you course correct.
Yeah.
Because you may find yourself going down the same path and be like, whoop, let me course correct.
Yeah. The person who's single is like, girl, I want somebody. But the last time I had somebody, it didn't work. So I need to look and see, well, what not to do. What are the red flags? When I see this, I should run, girl. Whatever. Like, what are they saying in the comments?
So Tina, I'm not sure what you mean by this question. Maybe you good at deciphering. So Tina said, do you think the energy of how some of us, me, came to know you and received you daily on social media brings about that expectation? See, it's an old comment, so I don't know what we were talking about at that moment. So I don't know what she's referring to. Tina, if you're still here,
I don't know.
Rewrite that. Tamara said, do we deserve to know why go back to Tamia instead of making it work with your kids' mom? This will tell you why. Okay? This will tell you why this is done. Okay? This is done. All right? It ain't nothing. It's done. Let's see. Tina said, definitely won't stay for long once the name goes in the hat. Hearing that being said feels good, even if hard to hear or see. Yeah, I appreciate that. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Zan said, yes, I can't wait for that day for Chaun. I pray God give her the desires of her heart. She deserves it. I do. I know that I deserve it. I literally, because I started back journaling, I literally wrote down to God what I want in a partner. I specifically, I was as specific as I possibly could be, from physical traits to attributes to how I want them to treat me, to how I want to treat. I wrote it in my journal, and I will know that it's time for me to start down that path of dating when God presents me with that woman. Period.
Yes.
So when I go back to my journal and I start talking to someone, if they start checking those boxes, and they're not technically boxes, but if I start seeing those things that I wrote in that journal on that day, then I know it's time. And until then, for what? I don't have time to waste.
I love it. That's it. That's it.
Tina said, I think the best friends would feel away if best friends saw Chaun in the way best friends saw you out.
No. I don't think so.
No.
But see, we're so protective of each other. The same respect that Chaun requires everybody to give me is the same respect that I would require everybody to give Chaun. If we see her out tomorrow on a date, we're gonna be happy for her. We're gonna support her in that.
I'm about to blow y'all's minds, and hopefully Candy don't kick me under this table for saying what I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna drink some water and poot a little bit because I had some ice cream. And I'm lactose intolerant.
I need you guys to respect Candy and Tamia in this season. I require it. I'm asking it. Because you guys have to understand, Tamia and I have a connection that you guys don't even realize, and if you have not read this book, you don't understand it. The way that I think and feel about Tamia is probably contrary to what any of you guys think or believe. And so when I say that with every fiber in my being. Do not disrespect her, and I'm talking about Tamia. Don't compare her to me. Don't disrespect her. If they decide to make their relationship official, wish them nothing but happiness and leave them alone. And that's all I have to say about it. And I mean that with everything in me. And if you want to know why I'm so passionate, read the book. And you'll
that
understand.
one and not this one?
They can read either one, but if they read this one, they'll understand.
Why you say that?
So that's all I'm going to say when it comes to Tamia. So if y'all looking for me to bash her, if you're looking for me to get on here and shuck and jive and say, ew, I wish, and she looked a mess and whatever, absolutely not. I will never. I will never. Okay?
What made you, before you get into the comments, we'll come back to that. What made you say that?
It just came to me.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Let me see. Hold on, I lost my spot. Hold on. Let me go back.
That's intense. Baby. That's intense. Ooh, wait till Chaun get in these comments. Ooh, that's intense. I felt that. I felt that in my toes, from my head to my toes. I felt that. Ooh, you guys keep commenting. Keep commenting.
Latoya said, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to be a problem with y'all moving on. I just think for Chaun, it's Candy going back to someone in the past that she probably is most likely still in love with. I believe she's still in love with Tamia. She's never stopped loving Tamia. Since 2017, she never has. And so this is not a surprise to me. That's the reason why y'all don't see me falling out and snotting and crying and jumping out the window. For what? I knew this all along. Y'all just finding out. Let me see.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Ooh, what did Nelly say?
Serene said, I respect that, Chaun. I have not dated in 5
Ooh,
years. I don't know when I'm ready.
It's getting hot in here. Is it getting hot for you?
Am I doing too much?
No. I'm flashing. I don't know if it's the house lights. Baby, I don't know if it's the conversation.
Lori said, Candy, how do you feel when you hear Chaun saying she isn't over you yet?
It's hard because at the end of the day, although Chaun and I didn't work, I'll always there's never gonna be a day where I don't love Chaun. Okay, so
but not in a romantic light. And I think you guys need to understand that too, because when you guys hear her say that she still loves me, y'all like, oh, no, she doesn't love me in a romantic capacity any longer.
So with all that being said, I don't ever want to know or hear that her or anybody else that I care about is hurting, right? However, there's certain things that are unavoidable. There's certain things that are unavoidable. The breakup was gonna hurt. Us going our separate ways is gonna hurt. The move out is gonna hurt. Like there's certain things that we can't get around as it relates to where we are in our lives and in our journey. And so with all that being said, no, it don't make me feel good. But here comes the day, best friends, where grown people have to make grown decisions. And so with that being said, you have to ask yourself, is it right? And there is no right answer. Is it right for you to put your life on hold? Is it right? I don't know. I've lived for other people for a number of years. If you guys have the book, you know, we talked about it. Staying together for the kids. Don't work. It might work for a while, but it don't work long term. You understand what I'm saying? And so with all that being said, it's not fair. And is it fair for Chaun long term? You see what I'm saying? And so with all that being said,
and I have a question for the best friends after you're done.
You know, with all that being said, you know, you can just go ahead and go into your question or your.
So with that being said, this is how I'm gonna make some of you guys truly understand and get this and be able to move on. Because I know some of y'all are healing like we had to heal. Look at this woman. This woman is no longer in love with me. She doesn't love me romantically. She's not attracted to me. I don't make her happy. Do you want her to be with me? Yes or no? Just with those facts. Just with those facts. Do you want her to be with me? Yes or no? This woman can't give me what I want in a relationship. She can't give me what I deserve in a relationship because I've hurt her beyond repair. Do you want me to be with somebody that can't give me what I want, can't give me what I need, doesn't love me, is not in love with me, is not attracted to me? What am I in this relationship with her for? Do you want me in a relationship with her? Yes or no? I don't know. You tell me. Do you? They said, no, I get it. No. See? Sometimes it's just the facts. You see, when you take the emotions out and you just lay the facts on the table, it becomes so much clearer. You see how clear that became so fast?
Best friend on IG said, it's so obvious Candy is over it. What am I over? What am I over? Girl, I had ice cream earlier and I'm lactose intolerant. You might see my stomach gurgling and murgling. And I'm trying to respect Chaun and not keep pooting. I've been pooting. I'm trying not to keep pooting. You see what I'm saying? So that may be what you see, best friend, but that's all. That's all. I'm not over it.
Let me see.
I'm enjoying the conversation.
Lydia said, Chaun, one of my husband's program managers said she watched you guys and she said Chaun is fired. She said if you was in DMV, you said you with her, but I think you're trying to say she would be trying to get at me. Well, honey, if she ain't what I wrote in that journal, tell her to keep right on going.
But she might be. She might be. So don't look. So listen. Let me tell you what you don't do. Let me tell you what you don't do. Because y'all gotta stop dating within your zip code. I'm saying this to Lydia's friend, and I'm saying this to Chaun. Stop dating within your zip code. Your soulmate might not live over there by the Piggly Wiggly. You see what I'm saying? What if your soulmate is across the country? We have to be open to the fact that maybe the person for us ain't near us.
Could be.
So if it is to be, tell her to get in contact with Chaun and let them figure it out, girl. What are we talking about here?
Picture first.
She want to see a picture first, and then maybe they start off as good old pen
What
pals
can you do? I need.
Yeah, because girl, looks start the conversation.
Yeah, because I'm a very visual person. Aesthetically, if I can't even look at you first, then I'm sorry. I'm not shallow, but I just got to be able to. Okay, so if this don't happen, then
She gotta be fine first. She gotta be fine.
all right.
So look wise, I know you ain't gotta give all the answers to the test, but for the people that's gonna be on the prowl, that's gonna be helping you, peekaboo. Looks wise, what should the best friends be looking for? Because they think they know, but they don't really know. They gonna be looking for someone like me.
She's got to be a feminine woman.
See,
She has to be a feminine woman. We can go get our nails done together. We can go get pedicures done together. She can help me flat iron my hair. I can help her pick out her dress. Like, she's got to be feminine.
and y'all, that's not me. That's not me.
But that ain't the
No, keep going. Keep going.
trying to make it
No,
seem
no,
like
no,
that's
keep
the reason why we're
going.
not together because
I'm not. But I'm saying, don't look for what look like me.
she's got to be a feminine woman. I love femininity. I love sensuality. I love sexuality. I love all of that. So, yeah. Don't be trying to hook me up with somebody that's got on grandpa's trousers because I'm going to be like, girl, what? No, never.
No studs.
No, I'm sorry. No offense because there's some beautiful, darn good looking studs out there. Don't get me wrong. It just ain't for me. Okay? And then on the particulars, I mean, I'm not really big on. It's got to be good for me. I hate when people be like, describe your perfect person. Well, no, because if you look at all the people I've ever dated, you're gonna be like, you don't have a type at all. I don't. I have to. It's got to be something that attracts me to you for you. So
Okay, so
femininity is big.
let me ask a question.
Yes,
Would you date outside your race?
I would go slightly.
Really?
I would go, yeah, possibly, but it's still got to be ethnic. You understand?
Okay.
Lori, I didn't see your question, love, so you may have to redo it because my internet had went out for a second. Candy said, I got my book yesterday and started reading it today and just got done with it. Chaun and Candy, girl.
Which one?
We be
Book
trying to
one,
tell these people.
book one or book two? Book one or book two, best friend.
We've been trying to tell them best friends.
Yes.
Tamara said, I thought y'all broke up like June, not last year. No, we didn't break up last year. We broke up this year. We announced it in July. But we've been off and on since last August because of what happened. Because of what happened in August. Took it to a whole nother level. We broke up this year, earlier this year. We announced it on the page, I think in like July. But we were already broken up for some time.
Yeah.
Tina said, I see the calling outside of what y'all been going through. You definitely have a calling, and folks who are called go through as human beings. Best Friends was actually asking me, and I didn't get a chance to talk to you yet about it. They were asking me if I thought about being a motivational speaker, and several people were saying that I needed to speak. And so I was telling them that I do want to get into that realm, especially with everything that I went through. And I've always told you, you should have been on somebody's stage years ago. I've been told you that. So
Can I tell the best friends what we're struggling with?
what's that?
Both of us want to be motivational speakers. We both want to get into the speaking space. We don't know how. So if anybody, and this is just us being transparent, if anybody has opportunities for us to speak, let us know. Also, if anybody knows the journey or you know who to help us get in contact with to learn the journey
I told them though.
and to get started, let us know. Let us know.
Zan said, I might get blocked for this comment. She said, however, Candy, do you feel like it is easier for you because you have someone to fall back on? No disrespect, but you've been down this road before and reconciled. I see the pain in Sean's eyes. This can't be easy. I love you both.
Well, first off, Zan, you're a day one best friend. Let me start by saying that you're a day one best friend, and I'm not saying this just because you're a day one best friend. It takes a lot of disrespect for me to ever consider blocking somebody. Your open and honest opinion is never going to get you blocked over here. It's never. So I never want you or anybody else to feel like you can't express yourself. If you can't express yourself here, then girl, what we got on the internet, girl? We have to be adult enough to be able to have communication back and forth. Even if you're going to say something to me that I don't want to hear, there's nothing wrong with what you said, best friend. Nothing wrong with what you said. So the question was what?
So her question is, Candy, do you feel like this is easier for you because you have someone to fall back on? No disrespect, but you've been down this road before and reconciled. I see the pain in Chaun's eyes. This can't be easy. I love you both.
No, so it's not about me, and this is one of the things I want to make very clear to the best friends. It's not about me having somebody to fall back on. You guys have to know and understand how long Chaun and I were going through this before Tamia and I even reconciled or regained communication, right? So there was a long stint of time between the time that Chaun and I made our decision, we were going through things, we made our decision, and we were working on our journey to heal. Then came Tamia's parents passing away, me reaching out to her. First it was her mom, and then a couple of days later, within however time frame, then it was her father. So then I reached out. I told you guys that story, and we reconnected on the strength of, hey, I want to be there for you during this difficult time. It was during that time of me reconnecting and reaching out to her that she learned that my father had passed away in February. So with all that being said, it was never intended on, hey, you end this thing and then you jump over here into this thing, right? It was not like that at all. And so with all that being said, it's not easier for me because I have somebody to fall back on. Our decisions are our decisions as it relates to Chaun and I not being together. What happened in August, just for me, was probably the straw that broke the camel's back, if I could be transparent with you guys. What happened in August was probably the grand finale of what had been building and building and building and building. And we just simply couldn't get past it. And so you guys have to, although it's difficult, you have to see the events that led up to this completely separate from seeing Tamia and I at the wedding and her back in my life, because the two have nothing to do with each other. You understand what I'm saying? Chaun and I are not together because of Chaun and I. Mm-hmm. And you have to hear it from both of us. Yeah. Chaun and I are not together because of Chaun and I. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with Tamia, the cat, the dog, the baby, the bathwater. It don't have nothing to do with any of that. Chaun and I just didn't work.
And my thing is, I look at it like this. I think that life is sometimes very serendipitous. For those that have read the books, Tamia is not new in Candy's life. Mm-mm. This is not the first time that they've reconnected. This is the first time that they've reconnected with both having a clean slate. So what does that tell you? What do they say? If you love somebody, let them go, and if it's meant to be, they'll come back. That's what I said. Let's see. Fawn said, I got my bundle Friday evening and I finished the first book in 1.5 days. We'll be reading the second one starting tomorrow. I was up well into the early morning reading. I couldn't put the book down.
Yeah.
How did I spend my weekend? Working, cleaning, Ken K. That's it. That's how I spend my weekend.
Yeah.
That's how I spend my weekend. Samira said, Chaun, you look tired. Praying for you. I admire you guys on how you're navigating with co-parenting and healing individually. I am a little bit tired, Samira, and my night's still not over because me and Candy got some business stuff that we got to tend to after this live. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Melanie said, my biggest aha moment during this conversation is when Chaun said that she is undateable and that she is taking the time to heal. I made the mistake of jumping too soon after my divorce, and it has set my healing journey back.
Wow, best friend. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I'm not rushing. I'm not in a rush. I'm not interested. And that I can say is another part of me realizing how I've matured over the years. Because if this had happened some years ago, I probably would be talking to somebody right now.
No, you would have been talking to 10. Chaun used to keep a roster. Remember back in the day you used to have.
I've never had 10. 5. No, never. Let's see. She was here. Oh damn, that must have been when I put the facts on the table.
Yeah.
Candy said, Chaun, girl, I love your growth. Thank you. Auntie Fee said, now that's what I'm talking about. You heard it from Chaun. Respect, enough said. Mm-hmm. TSB said she texted you.
TSB, I'm going to text you back. I got that message, and let me tell you, this is my right hand of God. Tiffany texted me something very personal, and I'm not going to share your business.
Mine?
No,
Oh,
Her.
hers. Oh.
Tiffany texted me something very personal. It was Friday night, and I had just got back from the wedding. I was getting ready to get in the shower, and I was a little bit tipsy. Girl, I felt that thing through the phone so strong, tipsy and all. When I say I fell on my knees and went into prayer, this is my right hand. This is, I know it looked like left hand to y'all, but this is my right hand. This is my right hand to God. Tiffany, when I say, people always say this, when I say I prayed for you, I immediately started crying and I prayed for you. It took everything I had to get up off the floor, get in the shower, and all I could do was get in the bed, and I fell asleep. I don't even remember setting an alarm. I don't remember watching TV. I don't remember anything. I looked up, and Saturday early afternoon had came. When I say I prayed for you, I prayed for you. And I had every intention on reaching out to you. And then my phone started ringing. Caleb had a game yesterday. I went live yesterday, and then the day just got away from me. But when I say I prayed for you, sis, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Feel me and hear me. God knows and understands everything that you're going through. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Let's see. Jessica said that's so important that y'all keep reminding us that we are just finding out about stuff, but you all have been living with this for a while. Just because you gave us a little bit doesn't mean you all share everything, nor should y'all have. Keep pushing, queens. Love y'all, sorors. Love you too, soror.
We love you too, soror. We love you too.
Shakita said, Chaun, would you live in Chicago or near the kids? I'm gonna be living in Chicago, which is still near. It's not far. But I am living in Chicago once I move from here. Oh dang. Let me go back to the nose. I had just left off with the nose. Everybody was getting it when I laid it out. No.
They was like, girl, y'all a mess together. Now we get it, girl. Y'all a mess together, girl.
Okay. Tamara said it may just be me, but is it always Chaun saying that she hurt you, Candy, or did you all hurt each other? I'm just trying to be clear. We hurt each other.
We hurt each other. We hurt each other. We very much so did. We hurt each other. I don't know if you're new to the page or best friend, you just maybe you missed those videos, but I've shared several times. I didn't treat Chaun with the level of respect that she deserved. I was arrogant in the relationship. I was controlling in the relationship. There were so many different things that I did that I shouldn't have done. I put this woman in a place where she didn't feel comfortable expressing herself to me. She didn't have a voice, and I'm to blame for that. There were so many different things that I did inside of the relationship. And so I found myself in many instances being a protector and provider and also using that against her. And that's not right. And so because I was those things, I felt like whatever I had to say is what went, and then that was it. We were supposed to just move how I wanted to move and all of those things. And so I was the cause of a lot of things that happened thereafter. And I've always sat in that. I've always owned that. In fact, I was having a conversation with one of my good friends not too long ago, and I was saying, when I go back into therapy, which they actually called to schedule my appointment last Friday. Friday, when I was running around doing everything in preparation for the wedding, so I got to call them back tomorrow. But when they called to schedule it, and I was saying it out loud, I was actually on the phone with one of my friends, and I was telling her, I was like, man, one of the first things that I'm going to address is the controlling way that I handled this relationship. I don't want to show up that way again. You understand what I'm saying? Which is, again, why I'm still single. There's a lot of things that have to be taken care of and addressed first on my end. And so yes, best friend, to answer your question, there's a lot of things that I did incorrectly.
Darlene said, I don't think Candy was in love with you before the circumstances in the book. Seems like her heart was always with Tamia. So Darlene, did you read the first book? Because if you read the first book, you would know that that's not true, because Tamia has not always been a part of our relationship. Tamia came into the picture right before our divorce, but so you would know that that's not true. Candy was in love with me. That's why she proposed to me. That's why we got married. That's why we had kids. That's why all these things. I know for a fact this woman was in love with me. And that was a part of the error on my ways, because I was arrogant into the fact that I knew that she was in love with me and didn't think that she would go anywhere, and I was wrong. So That's not true.
Thank you for defending.
No problem. Let me see. Fawn said you can love someone and not be in love with them. Absolutely, you can. Absolutely. You
So, and this is for the best friend who made me to just hear it out of my mouth. I was in love with Chaun for majority of the relationship, almost the entire relationship. I was in love with Chaun. So I don't know if you need to verbally hear that, but to her point, I would never marry a person and not be in love with them. I would never have children with somebody and not be in love with them. I would never give them my last name and bring them into my family and not be in love with them. So, we weren't just talking, right? Like we weren't a whole married.
Yeah.
We had
literally together for 17 years.
Yeah, we had a life together. So yeah, I don't. Somebody might have done that, but it wasn't us. You know.
Tamara said, "You all think? Do you all think the fact that she's always had love for Tamia caused problems with you all's continuing your relationship?" No, we were the reason why we had problems continuing our relationship. There was actually, well, then I'm giving away part of Moments of Redemption. Dang. No, that was not it. Let's see. Lydia says she's making 6 figures and you're very nice looking. I'm very nice looking, or she's very nice. Lydia, girl. Debbie said, Chaun, how do you navigate another woman spending quality time with your children? Ooh, I had to deal with that with a smile for a little season. Ooh. So honestly, in this situation, it's a little bit different because to me, it's not new to the twins. So they know her. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't feel a way. I did feel a way years ago, but now I don't because, like I said, she's not new. So I think if Candy had met someone brand new and had them around the kids, then I'll be like, but no, like now, like Kim K, I'd be like, you make sure you listen to Tamia and you be respectful and like, no. Let me see.
Wait, somebody said, but femininity hasn't been there all this time. When you were talking about showing feminine.
So this is the thing though. When Candy and I first started dating, she was more feminine. She dressed more feminine. She carried purses. She used to wear sometimes she would wear tight jeans. She rolled her jeans up, wore blouses with cleavage. Like Candy don't let Candy fool y'all. Okay. Please don't let Candy fool y'all.
So what she's not saying, what my little, like Kennedy said, what my confused little friend is not sharing, is that I would do this 50% of the time, and then I would do that 50% of the time.
But at the end of the day, you did become a little bit more masculine as the years go on, because even when you used to do your polos and stuff, you still weren't to the magnitude that you are now.
That's true.
You were not to the magnitude that you are now.
That's true. Best friend said this is another book. Seriously, what is another book? What's another book, best friend?
Tina said, "Gotta be feminine. Dang it! Let me pull my heels back out the attic and walk."
I knew Tina wanted a little bit because she was coming for me and she was checking for you.
Samira said, "Say it again, Candy. My wife used to live in DC, so we dated for years, and she moved back to New Jersey. Chaun, your mate may be out of state."
That's a fact, best friend.
I would prefer her to be in Texas, because that's where I want to go.
That's a fact, best friend. Here's the gag. I wanna move to Texas too. So Chaun and I are just gonna live in two, possibly kind of close by, but not too close by. You see what I'm saying? Close enough, but everybody want to move to Texas. We want to move to Texas. So,
TSB said, "I think you all will be great motivational speakers." Thank you.
Thank you, best friend.
Tina said, "Yes, y'all should travel to prides across the country and share." That's a good idea. Prides.
But I don't think they.
I don't know if they ever do anything where it's like speaking. Usually they just be kicking it.
Yeah, they be partying.
Yeah.
They be partying.
Let me see. Tammy said, "Transparency and honesty is always welcome here. That here has been for years." Yeah, always, always.
Hey, Tammy, good to see you, baby. Tammy a day one best friend too. She been here for a long time.
Linda said, I think Chaun is just fine.
Best friend said the dialogue tonight is fire. Thank you. Thank you, best friends.
Zan said, I appreciate it. This is so hard for us day one best friends, but I respect both of your decisions. Thank you.
And this is confirmation. So what do you have to say? I know you're going to keep reading comments. What do you have to say to the people who are like, y'all, because I've had a best friend who kind of know us a little bit offline, neighbor, say, y'all gonna get back together. Y'all gonna get back together.
So I will say this.
It's just another step.
I will say this. I move by God's hand. If God sees it in our future, 5, 10, 20 years from now, that her and I are supposed to get back together, he will make it as plain to us as he made this breakup. If he took us away from each other and he's taking us away from each other for a reason, whether it's for us to go our completely separate ways, or if it's for us to do the work that we need to do to be better to one another, whatever he says is what I'm going to listen to. So unless God tells me as plainly as he told me that we're not supposed to be together right now, that we're supposed to come back together, then that's not in that, I can't see that. But he would have to say it to both of us. Just like he said it to both of us for us to separate. So that's how I feel about that. I've even said something to Candy offline that I'm not going to share here. I said, and I don't know if you remember what I told you, but I said something to Candy kind of in regards to this. And if that's God's plan, then it has to be his plan.
I don't remember what you said.
We
talk so much.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Maybe it's because Candy needs to do life without me for a while. Maybe it's because I need to do life without her for a while. Maybe we're not supposed to do life together at all, period. Maybe it's because we couldn't do the work that we need to do because we wouldn't allow each other to. I don't know, but it's God's will. But in this moment right now, we're not supposed to be together, period.
Wow. What would you say to the best friends that say, Chaun do everything?
No, I don't.
Candy gonna get out there and she gonna realize it's harder than it looked. And let me tell you what the people are saying, because I heard it, girl.
Okay, I'm listening.
So the people are saying, Chaun do everything. Chaun cook, she show the bag, she do this, she do that. She run the house. Candy's not gonna be able to handle doing everything and raising the kids outside of Chaun being present. And so that's, what do you say to that?
If Candy came back to me for that reason, I wouldn't let her. Why would I want to be with somebody who only wants me or wants to be with me because I make their life easy?
Yeah.
I want her to come back to me. I want her to come back to me because she loves me. I want her to come back to me because she wants to be with me. I want her to come back to me because when she sees me, I put a smile on her face. I want her to come back to me because when I'm in the presence of her, she wants to be next to me. None of that is true. So why would I even allow that to happen? That would be me settling. And that would be me disrespecting myself. For what?
Yep.
Because I can cook and clean?
She's worth more than that.
No.
I don't know who needs to hear this. This woman is worth 100 times more than that. And I told people, if I couldn't give her what she deserved, I would return her back to her family the same way I got her. I told y'all that. When I asked her family for her hand in marriage, I said, I'm not gonna hurt her. I'm not gonna do anything to intentionally hurt her. But if I cannot continue to love her the way that she deserves to be loved, I will return her back to you the same way I got her. And that's what I had to do.
Sheila, you must have came in late. Yes, that was Tamia on the reel. Let's see. Tammy said a lot was hidden over the years, but to us who've been here knew there was a difference. Yeah. Tamara said, I know I need to get the book and I don't know if I'll have time to read them, but at the end of the day, whatever happened in August, was it your fault or Chaun's fault that broke the camel's back? It was mine.
Get the book, best friends.
Yeah,
Get the book.
You think you won't have time, but we've literally had best friends like I don't even read, and I couldn't put it down.
Even
So,
if you just read a couple pages a night, girl, just get, get, definitely get the book.
um,
If you just sitting there at the doctor's office, girl, and you waiting on them to call your name, you got time.
facts, fine.
You
She
know.
said from reading the first book, anybody could see that Candy was deeply in love with Chaun. It's not in Braille, and Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles will see that from reading the book. Absolutely, absolutely.
But see, best friends, I'm an Aries, and let me tell you, we talked about it on a different video. One of the traits about me as an individual is I love to the detriment of myself. I love until I literally can't continue to love. I love inside of a relationship until I feel like I'm losing myself. Yeah.
Auntie P said, so why Texas? Because I fell in love with it. I've literally only been to Texas one time. I have a cousin, the cousin from the book. I have a cousin and his wife lives in Texas, and I went to go see them 4 years ago now. That's how long it's been. And ever since I went to go visit them in Dallas, I fell in love with it, and I knew right then and there, I want to live here. And I've not even seen any other part of Texas, but I was like, I want to live here. And I've not changed my mind ever since. Tina said, Prize need to hear this. DMV does stuff like this, I believe. Well, if you know something, let us know for sure.
Have your people call my people. Girl, I don't have no people. I'm the people.
Right. Sam, what do you mean? She said, I feel that way as well, Candy, just didn't want to say it.
I don't know
what she's talking about.
It's probably a comment from whatever we were talking about before. Girl, Zan gotta cook for me. Next time I'm in Florida, girl, you know Zan be posting them pictures, girl. Zan be cooking. When I say Zan be cooking, baby.
Let me see. I just lost my stuff. Okay, here we go. Darnay said I was in an on and off again relationship for years, and each time we broke up was basically the same reason. Emily said it's a strong possibility my husband and I remarried after 30 years being divorced. Really? Wow. Zan said, okay, so why am I crying? Oh, it's okay, Zan. Let me see. Hey, Erica and Darlene, be nice now. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, so just let each other have each other's opinions, okay? Don't be fighting over us now.
What they saying?
Erica pretty much told Darlene that that you said out your own mouth that you love me, and the fact that she keeps trying to say the opposite is kind of disrespectful. And then Darlene said, well, that's my opinion, this is open for my own. So just let it go, ladies. Just let it go. It's okay. Everybody's gonna have their opinion, just let it go.
Best friends, like I'm in tears.
Deanna said this is grown woman conversation tonight.
It is. And so sometimes, best friends, it's good for us to just sit down at the table, do these sort of conversations, and just see where it go. You see what I'm saying? This is one of those see where it go conversations.
Tammy said, I have been a day oneer, and this does hurt, just like the first time, but I always pray for them to get remarried, but here we are yet again. God works in ways we don't understand, and we have to accept it.
Yeah. What questions? Does anybody else have any questions?
Oh, wow. You've been around for a minute, too. She said, I remember Chaun going to Texas.
Does anybody else have any questions for us?
I always got to read Dana's comments. She always comes in there with some tea. Dana said, best friends, Candy and Chaun. Unfortunately, because your platform is 90% women, the women are expressing their pain and life challenges through their questions. Many of the attacking questions are from their experience. Ladies who are struggling with this due to pain, Chaun and Candy's paths are being traveled by them. Our paths are ours. The memory of your pain is not applicable to their story, so please stop.
Thank you. Dana, you said what I couldn't say. Because what a lot of people see me as, not everybody, hear me and hear me good, best friends, but when some people see me as, is they see me as the man or the person that left their relationship. That hurt them. You see what I'm saying? And they see Chaun and they see themselves in Chaun. And you have to be very, very careful when you're looking at somebody else's situation that you don't do that. And because human nature, and a lot of times people do that, is dangerous because you're putting something on me that I didn't cause to you. I don't represent the person who hurt you.
Right.
And everybody's not doing that, but some people are.
Some people are.
And some people are
Some people
doing
have
it.
admittedly said it.
And some people are doing it and don't even realize they're doing it. Like the lady, remember I told you and I sent you the screenshot because I didn't block the two of them. Them two ladies that was going back and forth and was like, I seen it a long time ago. Candy don't do SHIT and Chaun do everything. And I seen it before the book came out and this and that. And I was like, whoa.
Like how?
I was like, whoa. And the other lady was like, yeah, Chaun needs to do X, Y, and it was like, it was very... One name was Gloria, and another one was something. No, it was something worthy.
Praiseworthy or something.
Praiseworthy, and I'm like, what? Like they was going back and forth. I didn't even block them. They still be commenting now.
I'm like, girl, what part of the story have you been seeing? Because you didn't see none of the right story.
And so as I read their comments, I got angry and I got frustrated, and I thought about blocking them, but again, I try not, unless somebody is just overtly disrespectful. You see what I'm saying? And so I was like, man. And so it's almost like as I was praying and I was trying to calm down, I seen it as a vision. And God was like, for some of these women, Candy, you represent who hurt them. You represent who hurt them. And they see themselves in Chaun. And so they see and they want to protect Chaun. And I was like, ooh. This is triggering for some people. And that's okay.
And it is okay. Use it to heal, though.
I was just about to say that.
Use it to heal.
Everybody's always talking about who needs to heal. We all got stuff we need to heal from. We all got stuff we need to heal from. And we all bringing baggage to things. And even when you think you healed, you're only healed until you're triggered again. You understand what I'm saying? It's always areas of our lives that we need to work through.
Yep.
But for God, there go I.
Facts.
So I don't know. It's delicate because not many people are pushing the button being this transparent. And I'm not saying treat us with kid gloves, but you have to know and understand the level of vulnerability that comes with sitting and exposing your insecurities, your hurts, your fears, your pain, your disappointment, all of that, your wounds, everything. So although we've healed some, we're still both on a journey. We're both still on a journey. So I don't know. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Best friend said, I saw the upset on both sides. Yeah. So there's never in any situation, there's never one person who's right and one person who's wrong. There's never. If it's a relationship, there's always fault on both sides. And I would say for us, there's equal fault for me on both sides. Equal fault. What you think? Falling asleep.
You know I'm getting there, girl. You know I don't fight nobody's sleep, girl. I'm winding down.
Yeah.
But we caught up all the questions.
Okay.
Hey, King Kenneth.
Hey, best friend.
So that's that.
So we had a great conversation. Again, for those of you guys who have not done it, grab your books. Grab your bundle. Grab your bundle.
So you can understand.
The information is pinned below. We are literally shipping constantly. Constantly. You order today, you order tomorrow, you order whenever you see in this book. And as soon as we possibly can, we're going to be sending you your books. You're going to get tracking information. You're going to be caught up with the storyline and know exactly what's going on. But most importantly, it's going to start a very necessary conversation between you with yourself and you with your current or future partner.
Tamara said, in what order do we read the books again? So you read Moments of Redemption. This was the first one. And if you're ever unsure, just go to the copyright page, and it'll tell you when it was written. Where's that? Up here. So this one will say Moments of Redemption say 2019. This one will say 2023. So if you're ever unsure, but the one when it's Candy by herself, even though you see two people on here, this is the one you read first, and then the one with me and her, that's the one that you read second.
You read hot dog neck. Turn it around. You read hot dog neck first. You read hot dog neck first, and then you read two peas in a pod.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
But I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's video. If you love the content, make sure you don't keep us a secret. Don't keep us a secret, girl. We too good to keep a secret. Make sure you tell somebody and have them tell somebody, because this community is growing, and it's only because what we're doing is tied to our calling. And we love you guys. What else you got?
I got nothing.
All right.
Good night, best friend.
As we always say, I want you to say, take us out.
Oh, as we always say, the absolute best is yet to come. But baby, we still got work to do.
Love you.
Good night, you guys.
Love you guys.